Hello everyone, another Stargods vlog. I have to first start out by saying that I got these glasses, my eyes are still sensitive, and the mic, this is the closest I can get. So if it's still low, you're going to have to bear with it. I can't afford a new mic. The prices have gone right through the roof. This video I'm making, I had planned on having it on my Patreon page because I want to put all the deeper stuff on Patreon, and I want to eventually get rid of YouTube and just BitChute and UGE platform that I got listed in the links below, way down there below. I yeah, I don't like the idea of this deep stuff going over YouTube because YouTube is basically for you know, people that are mind dead. You know, they're simpletons. They're hillbillies. Oh, look at the puppy dog. you know, I just yeah, I don't want to really support YouTube either. YouTube is just absolutely ridiculously it censors everything, and you can't say anything, you can't get anything across properly because you got to watch every word you say, and there's almost every 10th word is a trigger word on YouTube. So anyways, I hadn't planned on this, but it's gonna go to YouTube. I think I'm almost finished figuring out my Patreon page. I'm going to try another experiment. If it goes through, then it's going to be really, we're going to be cooking on fire, baby. I, and just look at my notes here. Just a sec. See, you probably can't hear me when I'm talking this slow. Okay, so now I want to tell you a little story, okay? And it's the foundation of what I'm going to talk about in the video. So I'll tell you the story. Just keep it in mind. Uh, okay, there's two brothers. There's Timmy, the little brother, and Mike, the big brother. Okay, Mike, he's rough. He's tough. He's always defended himself. He's always stood up for himself. He's always stood his ground. He never did fit in. Timmy, the opposite. Timmy's kind of the parents' favorite and spoiled, and everything works for Tim, and he's cared for, and he doesn't have to worry about anything. Food, shelter, parents are all taking care of it, right? So Tim is a bit soft when it comes to life. Okay, he hasn't really had the scars of life like Mike. You know, it got so bad in Mike's life that, excuse me, he got so bad in Mike's life that he signed up for the military and went overseas to get away from all the trouble. So Mike's a kind of a rough and tough guy, and Timmy's a skinny kid and has no faith in himself, and he's always been taken care of and patted on the head, and so Mike comes home from overseas for Christmas, and he's talking to Timmy in his room, and they're going over old times. Then Timmy says, "Well, I have a problem that maybe you can help me with." And he says, "What?" "Well, there's this guy Rocky at school, and he's always beating me up, and he's always slapping me, and he's always taking my lunch money, and he's always pushing my head in toilets." And he said, "Can you go down there, and, when the holiday's over? Can you come down to the school with me, and I'll point him out, and you can threaten him, tell him to smarten up, or you're gonna beat the hell out of him." Mike kind of sits back and goes, "Well, I can't, Timmy. Oh, why? Why? Because then he'll come back after you and I'll be gone. I have to go overseas. I may have a tour of duty coming up. I just cannot do it. I can't be there. I can't be your personal bodyguard. And Timmy's all freaked out, like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And Mike says, well, you just got to toughen up. You got to believe in yourself. You don't just sit there and be a victim and don't hit me. Don't hit me. You stand up like a man and you tell him, no, and then you have to believe in yourself. You have to get angry. You have to get really angry. And you have to coin a phrase, get as mad as hell and tell him you're not taking it anymore. And so Timmy's kind of, oh no, I'm a dead man. And so Mike says, well, I can't go to the school with you. I'm due back at the base pretty quick from here. So you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to believe in yourself. You're going to have to fight and defend yourself. You have to truly stand for what is right. And Timmy's just like, so, Mike goes back overseas, and what happens is Timmy goes to school, and here comes Rocky. And Rocky wants the lunch money. Give me your lunch money. And Timmy just, okay, here you go. And this goes on for about a week, but then Timmy's thinking about what Mike said, and then Timmy's getting really, really angry. Like, why am I the victim? Why am I the victim? Why am I always giving in? Why am I just saying yes, 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 yes all the time? And so one day he goes to school, and then Rocky comes up and gives him a push and says, fork over the money. And Timmy now is really mad. He's been thinking about it. He's been stewing about it at home. And he says, no. And he just glares at him, right? And then Rocky just said, whoa. He's kind of nervous now. And he says, I'm not giving you a dime. And then if you want to hit me, you want to put me down, you want to hurt me, you go ahead, take your best shot. But I'm going to go down with my pride. I'm going to have pride because I said no to you and I stood up to you. And meanwhile, Rocky's just like freaked out, like, oh, geez, I got to get out of here. This guy's nuts. And so for the first time in his life, Timmy is really feeling aggressive, really aggressive, and taking control of his life. He's not just going, oh, don't hurt me, here's the money. You know what I mean? Anyways, this is going to be relative into what I'm about to say. So we are all spirits. We are all spirits, and we're trapped in a physical world. And somehow we were tricked, we were forced. Nobody really knows because our memory is completely wiped how us spirits got into the flesh. And I think we're fallen spirits because we fell for the idea of having flesh, drugs, sex, rock and roll, and we fell and we entered in and to this existence, and then we got locked in. I mean, that was it. We were tempted, and we're all in a fallen state. And now we're all struggling because the flesh is the blanket over our spirit. Our spirit, we are, how do I say this? We are divine light. We are a flame. We are a divine spark. The flesh blankets it like a wet blanket over a campfire, and it's not effective. It's not effective. It's being suppressed. So the divine spark within us is known as divinity within us. It's known as God within us. It is known as Christ within us. It's been known as God within us since the beginning of time. It's since Atlantis. But as we got down the road, it just started to evolve, and then what happened is the spin doctors, the theological spin doctors, and the controllers and everything altered the original religion, I guess you'd say, faith. I would say faith. Altered the original faith so that you would no longer believe within yourself. You would no longer have pride and dignity in yourself. It would be all about that man Jesus. So you became a man worshiper. We all became. I got involved in that too. So it's a bait and switch operation. The Apostle Paul, see, this is what the original Christians always preached. They continued on with the eternal faith of divine within, the Christ within, the power of the universe within. And for all you atheists, I want you to get on board, because it can be the power within. You don't have to label it. You can just say the human dynamic power within. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you call it. And so it was a bait and switch operation. So religion got everybody to start worshiping a man. But he was a mascot. Jesus was a mascot, an avatar. You hear Tony the Tiger, right? Tony the Tiger says, "Frosted Flakes are great." Well, Tony the Tiger doesn't exist, but I can agree with him on the truth that Frosted Flakes taste great, because there's about half a pound of sugar in every box. Of course, they're going to be good, you know. And, it's like the Matrix. Neo taught me so much, but Neo doesn't exist. But Neo taught me a lot about the Matrix, and the Matrix is real. Jesus taught about the Father. Jesus taught us about the Father, the true God. I'm not talking about Jehovah God, Yahweh God, or whatever God you want to call him. I'm talking about the Father, the consciousness, the one consciousness that is so far above anything that can be imagined. The idea that he's going to talk to you and be your friend and all that is ridiculous. You can't possibly know him. It's like an ant trying to understand us when we're talking to the ant about nuclear physics. There's just the divide is incredible. So we have the avatar Jesus, who points us into the truth. I don't care if Jesus existed or didn't exist or whatever. I have his words. I have his words, his teachings that I can follow and go by. And they're not without a little bit of error here and there, because they've been through a lot of hands, right? But the basic message is there. And we've all been baited and switched into believing, no, you believe in the man, the dead Jesus Christ. He's in heaven. You believe in a man. You don't believe that God is within, even though the Bible is very clear in stating that we are God. Genesis 3:23, I think it is. Look that up in a King James. And you'll see. You'll be surprised at what you see. You'll go, holy, we are God. We're not a God. We are God. We are part of the collective, the source, the one consciousness. Okay? We're not all separate. This is a myth. Well, fabrication. We're not all separate beings going around going, hey, I know there's been a splash in the ocean and there's droplets that are flying, okay? And those droplets are us thinking that we're separate. Well, I'm not a part of you, and you're not a part of me. I am he is he is you are me, and we are all together, as the song goes. I am. We are all one. We're all one. The illusion of separateness is what we believe in. We were told to believe in it. We were conditioned to believe in it, but through religion and through the gov. I can't say it because this is YouTube, but we're told what reality is. Reality is fabricated and is passed on to our children because we tell the children, oh no, this is a no, this is okay, no, that's wrong, no. And school fills their heads with lies and lies and lies and lies. Everything is a fabrication. From the smallest atom, which is a fabrication, you've been told a lie. There are no such thing as atoms. That to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not real. He did not walk the earth. And even if he did, even if somebody can come up and say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to prove it to you. Paul Wallace, who I admire, believes that Jesus was real. I don't know, but I don't really care because I have the words of Jesus. And he pointed to the truth and the real Father, so it's all been bait and switched to this invisible man in the sky. Don't look to yourself, even though it says in the Old Testament, look to the still small voice within. That's with the Father speaking, not Jehovah. Because, see, the Father says things like, come, even though your sins are great, come, let us reason together. Not Jehovah. You pour the blood of Jesus down your throat now, boy. So dramatic, I know. But, okay, what was the greatest, most irrehensible sin in the Bible that was the first sin? What was that sin? What was the first, I mumbled up my words here. What was the first sin that was unbelievable? It was hatred towards God. It was rebellion against God. It was, what was the first unspeakable sin? Well, Eve partook of knowledge, the fruit of knowledge. Well, you can't have that. When you're in a slave class society, you can't have that. It says in the Bible that Adam was created to till the land. Well, that word till in Strong's refers to slavery. It's slavery. And so a knowledgeable slave is no longer a slave. The whole attack on our spiritual being is knowledge, is to squash and repress knowledge. This is the war that we are in, and this is their tactic and their weapon. Their weapon is to squash knowledge. You are not to know anything about who you are, where you are, what we're doing, who we really are, which are the archons. No, you're not allowed to know anything because a knowledgeable, any slave that gains knowledge is no longer a slave. But she partook, and look at the reaction that Jehovah had. He went into a blind rage. Get out! Get out! And refused to take care of them and pronounced suffering on Eve for the rest of her life, saying every child you bear is going to hurt. And everybody from Eve now is cursed. They're under the curse of law. I did not participate in this fundamental crime of Jehovah's universe. I wasn't there. Why am I suffering? Why is my life not so great? You know, I feel my life is I am just a clump of grapes in the wine press being stomped on. Why? Because she partook of knowledge. He went absolutely beside himself. Jehovah went crazy with anger and pronounced curses and started hucking these curses out, like confetti, and cursed the man and why? And then actually and pronounced death, but death doesn't come from Adam and Eve. Death wasn't because man sinned. Death was already created. It's called the law of entropy. So one of the days, how ironic, one of the days of creation, Jehovah created, because he had to create the flesh. We're not flesh, we're spirit. He didn't create the real us. So one of those days he had to create, on the days of creation, he had to create entropy. Entropy is a state where everything that is good goes bad. You take a beautiful Cadillac, hey man, whoa, what a dig that car. Put it in the bush and come back in 10 years and see what's left. That's entropy. Entropy destroys you. Entropy will take a beautiful young girl and turn her into maggot meat. I mean, that's what entropy is about. And so Jehovah created that. Jehovah created the flesh, and then somehow we got trapped in the flesh. So we are fallen spirits. We're in a state, and this is hell. This is hell. Y'all need to wake up, because this bait and switch has also been applied to the doctrine of salvation. Not many people know what real salvation is. So what they did for the repression of knowledge is in come the Roman Catholic Church, and they burn everybody at the stake. They destroyed all the cultures, the Mayans, the Hopi Indians, you name it. All the knowledge was shut down, burnt to the ground. I heard with Mayan calendars, smashed and destroyed. How that big one survived, I don't know, the big 2012 one. How that survived is beyond me, but it's about the repression of knowledge. It's about getting the kids in school and brainwashing them and telling them about evolution and the attack is on. And today that their all out forces are destroying knowledge now. You're not allowed to talk about truth. You are not allowed to give your opinion on anything that's not with their communist movement. They are cracking down on all knowledge. History has been altered. They've gone in over the Middle East and destroyed ancient statues and things. They just destroyed the relics. Hundreds of relics have been taken from Iran by the U.S. military, never seen again. They want to eliminate all knowledge and keep you dumb, stupid, and working on the farm. Okay? And religion. Thou shalt not. You do not tempt me, says Jehovah. You have to believe exactly what the Bible says. The Bible is your, it's a cookbook. Remember that, Twilight Zone? The Bible is, well, it's your rule book. It's your book of control, submission. It keeps you in line. You get outside that Bible, you will be attacked. You're a heretic. You're going to burn in hell, and I'm going to laugh with God in heaven. Hatred, Anyways, that's a different subject. I won't get into it because once I get into it, I don't stop. I So where is the true God? Where is the true God? The true God is the Father. How do you you can pray and you can listen because he says, like I say in the Old Testament, the still small voice within. There. Oh, I won't get into that right now. But okay, so let's get back to the story of the brothers. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to stand up for ourselves. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to Genesis 3:23, where Jehovah himself, Yahweh. I'm so cool. Um, Jehovah says, "Behold, the man has become as one of us," the definite article. But the newer translations change it, like the man has become sorta, kinda like us. Ooh. No, look at the King James Bible, which has the proper translation, but they don't in other places. So don't start thinking I'm saying go out and get a King James translation. I actually like the NIV. I really like that. But it's just preference. But anyways, it says, "Behold, the man has become as singular, definite, as one of us." And then we were created as the definite. So who's talking? Christians will say, "Wow, that's God." Well, God says, "As one of us including Jehovah himself." Man has become as one of us, not sort of like, kind of like, maybe a little bit like us, as us. So and all the ancients of all the eras, of all the times, of all the religions have always known that God is within us, the divine spark within us that we need to adhere to and turn into a bonfire. You know why we got problems in the world? Because we don't open the lid and release Christ in the world. You help a little old lady across the street, you're releasing Christ within. Or for the atheists, release the dynamic power of humanity from within. This is why we've shut it up. We don't believe in God anymore. Back off. I got a lock on this one. We're not opening our hearts. We're not living in love and respect for one another. We're living in hatred towards one another. We're not helping that old lady. Let her get hit. Lock it. Lock it now. And we've got a society that just, well, we've got the archons just breeding hatred into us. Breeding hatred into us. You talk about the conspiracy. There's all kinds of conspiracy. There's tons and tons and tons of different race. And it's not about that. It's not about race. It's about, are you human or not? I don't care. I care if you're human or not. If you're anti-human, I have a problem with you. But if you're human, then you have to embrace your fellow kind, your fellow species, which is all the humans, all the different races. There's no time for races. And these are key words that I've been dinged for, eh? We're brothers. We're all brothers. We're all of the same. We're all source. We all have the same divine spark within us. And we have to turn that into a bonfire. We're going to have to rip our shirt off and let it out into the world. Then you'll see God's present in the world. Then you'll see things change. Then you'll see it's not so bad. Then you'll see that the New World Order will run and hide like the cowards they are. But we don't believe in ourselves. We're like little Timmy. No, they're going to hurt us. They got technology. Well, then you're pathetic. You're pathetic. You know, no, I was born in sin. I'm just a sinner. See, and religion just puts the lid down tight. You know, we're the fireflies that have been entrapped in a glass jar with the lid tight as can be. You know, it's so tight now that you need a jackhammer to get the lid off. But one day we're going to be released from the jar and we're going to spread our light everywhere. We are the ones we are waiting for. This is who we are. And I'll tell you who you are, who you really are in a minute here. You got to, like little Timmy, you got to get up and stand up and say, no, I have the divine God within me. He's not at the right hand of the Father, and you're, oh, look at that, Daddy, look. You know, he's right here in here. The power of the universe is in here. We are the ones we are waiting for, but we don't get it. No. I was born. The pastor told me I was born in sin. I don't have any power. He says that's blasphemy. Only Jesus has power. Okay, well, you want to go around talking about Jesus within you? Well, there you go. You know, open that up and let the power out. I'm starting to preach, okay, so I'm sorry. But how long is it? Oh, this is going to be a long one. It'll probably be an hour. So we got to believe in ourselves. We can't go around going, I'm just dog crap. I'm just dog crap on Jehovah's shoe that he has to scrape off at Armageddon. I don't want to burn in hellfire, you know. Little Timmy strikes again. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sorry for getting carried away here, but yeah, I'm ranting a bit here, but you know, we got to just pick ourselves up off the floor and act like a man, says the Godfather. We've got to be strong, and we got to just, you know, say, I don't care if you beat me up, but I'm going down on that ground. I'm going to go down with my pride and my dignity and my power. And, you know, you are a coward. You're pathetic. You know, you can hit me all you want, but you'll always be pathetic. You'll always be pathetic. And Rocky, yeah, I'm out of here. Oh, hey, this guy's psycho. Can't even get easy money. I got to work for the money now? Forget it. People don't believe in themselves. They just believe, you know, I'm just a poor black boy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a human. You're a divine being because you have the divine spark within. Stand up and be proud of who you are, you know. And I feel bad for back in the pioneer days when Native Americans were kicked around like so much junk, eh? They were just considered trash. They should have stood up and said, no. You know, you want to make something of it, go ahead. But when you start swinging and I go down, I'm going down with my pride and my dignity that you can never take away because you will always continually be pathetic, a pathetic coward, you know. You got to get angry. You got to get mad, like Howard Beale says. You got to get as mad as hell and say, "I'm not gonna take this anymore." But no, I Love Lucy's on TV. Lucy, you know, like wake up, wake up, wake up, wake. You need the Godfather to come in there and act like a man. That's what it is. But nobody has any self-respect and religion just clamps down on that, eh? You're nothing. You're a sinner. How dare you? you worship yourself now. And you're accused. They'll call you every name in the book, and when they run out of names, they'll tell you you're going to burn in hellfire for eternity because you've just committed the sickest crime of the century ever. If you disagree with them, well, that's hatred towards God. It's a hatred and blasphemy. Oh, heretic, heretic, heretic. In the old days, wrap them up, burn them on a stake. So knowledge is what's really forbidden, because when you get knowledge of who you really are, you're not a little mouse. You're the friggin' Hulk. Are you getting? Am I getting through to you, Mr. Beale? I mean, wake up. We are part. We don't have to take it anymore. And you gotta shout and just. But everybody, oh no, that's blasphemy to say that I have power within. Listen, Pastor, don't spank me. It really drives me crazy, okay? Because it's one of the sickest, most pathetic things I've ever witnessed in my entire life is people just, and getting people to sign up for church by telling them they're pathetic sinners in the Lord, that the Lord ought to puke you out of his mouth, But then if you believe in a ritual sacrifice of blood and guts of Jesus Christ, well, wow, as if, the Father can forgive you of sins. Did you know that? Without any blood sacrifice or satanic rites? Drink the blood. What's that about? Where have I heard that before? Drink the blood. What's that? Hotel California. I don't know, but here's the crux of the whole thing. We have somebody helping us. Okay, I have to stop for 1 second here. Is it continuing now? Oh, good. Okay, so we have what I used to laugh at this. I used to snicker and go, yeah, right. 911, hurry up, get down here, is when people would bring up, and it's been exploited, and there's a lot of con jobs involved, and that is the Pleiadians. Now, through personal experience and awareness and listening to teachings and stuff, I know for a fact the Pleiadians are real. These are... the Pleiadian system is known as the Seven Sisters. They are a group that are basically females, because people that incarnated the flesh wanted female, because females are closer to the source than men. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. If you can't handle it, switch me off. Get the hell out. I mean, and so the Pleiadians, I've been researching the Pleiadians because I've had personal experience that I don't want to talk about. It's too personal. And because Big Daddy's listening. Hey, hit the record. Yeah. I was shocked. These are the ones these are the mics. These are the brother mics in our lives, in our society, that are opening our consciousness and saying, you don't have to take this any, and don't worship that wild, genocidal Jewish God of vengeance, wrath, and war. Believe in yourself. You're going to pray to him up there, the old guy that sits there? What do you want? Come on. He's got a bat. Come on. I chastise all that I love. No. And So, anyways, they interrupted a commercial. I can't provide the link because I didn't keep the link, but it showed you the actual. I think it was Australia. I'm not sure, but the signal on a program in the middle of the news went and received a message from the Pleiadians. And one of the intriguing thing, whether it's fake or fiction or whatever,
It's fake. It's Satan. It's Satan. Don't listen. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me.
um, it said one thing that struck me, and I went right on. They said, don't listen to your politicians. Don't listen to your churches. Listen to the still small voice that is within, because that's the divine spark. But they didn't say about the spark, but they said, listen to the divine spark within. And I thought, what a message. Hey, wow, now that's.
Well, the devil gives you a little bit of truth and it gives you a whole lot of lies. Yeah. Ignore it. I'm shutting my knowledge down right now.
I hear all these shows with the Pleiadians, and I think, well, there's a lot of problems with them, but you're there to get maybe a point or two or a clue to get your mind activated. You don't have to wholeheartedly believe the messengers. They're speaking through me right now. Hello, hello. No, you don't have to blindly believe it, and it has to be absolutely 100% true. I'm not believing it.
It's not in the Bible, so I don't believe it. Shut it down now. It's Satan talking.
I was really intrigued by that. I thought, wow, maybe I don't care if it's a fake message or whatever. Man, if people can just tune into that one little piece where he says that listen to the small voice, don't listen to us. They say the biggest problem they have is when they deliver messages, people think they're angels from God. And they're not. They have their problems too. They're working on, but they have a higher consciousness. They're raising our consciousness. These are the ones that. Oh, gee, this is going. Only 42 now. They're the ones that are put out all these movies. Dark Sky, consciousness raising, like woo. The King of All, The Matrix, The 13th Floor. Yeah, and Vanilla Sky and Dark City. Dark City. Those movies and the Truman Show, they're telling us they're raising our consciousness, little Timmy. They're raising our consciousness so that we can stand up and say, we're not going to take this anymore. I'll go down, I'll end up in a hospital, but I'll have my pride and my dignity. And I will have stood up to you. Just go crazy, man. I used to go for violence. Sometimes violence is needed, but I don't agree with violence. I think we need to just believe in ourselves and not comply. Not just that, no, I don't comply. You fight everything. You get a traffic ticket, you fight it. You get a bank error, you fight it. You don't go, oh no, just let it go. Whatever will be, will be. Like all these consciousness raising movies that really kickstarted in 1999. That was the big explosion. And all the literature now. And we're starting to realize, like the ancients knew all the stuff we're just starting to figure out. The ancients knew all about this world being an illusion. They knew all about the flat earth and the dome that seals us in so that we're never going to get off this planet. And I like I always say, the earth is flat because this is a holographic imagery that we live in. We live in God's house, but in a dollhouse. Holographic film, negative film has to be flat in order to be projected. Okay? In order to have the mountains and the sea and all this has to be projected. I kind of suspect that the moon is the projector because it always faces us. It's always facing, no matter where you go in this world, there's the moon. It's during the day, there's the moon. I kind of suspect that, but you can't on a round globe. You're not going to be able to have a holographic imagery because it just doesn't work. Everything would stretch out and be distorted and everything. But all the consciousness now that's coming out, we're realizing now for the first time this is an illusion. This is not real. And I can prove to you that this is an algorithm, a holographic projection run off of an algorithm. I can show you, I can prove the algorithm. I've let it out a couple of times and not many people picked up on it. And you'll notice that time is moving faster. In my day, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, that's 3 seconds. Now, 1 miss click, 2 click. It's look at the second hand on any watch or any clock or even the computer. Time has sped up. And now we're out of time. Now you see the sinister ones, the dark lords, just getting ready because they're going to wipe us out. They're going to kill us off. And people say, well, why? No, we're food. We supply loose for them. Yeah, and this is why they're going to reserve 500 million people for food, for vibrational food. But the rest are going to die, and they're getting like, whoa, we can't wait. That day's not going to maybe come, okay? Because our consciousness is rising so fast that we might get to a point where we become little Timmy, enlightened. That we're going to go, wait a minute, get those trails out of the sky, and people are going to get, you can't, ranch hands cannot control cattle that are going berserk. They're going crazy. They're kicking down the fences. They're taking over. They're running into the main ranch houses. You can't do it. They're out of control. They're stampeding. This is the point we may be getting to now. I don't believe we're going down the tube. I believe it's not. What I'm saying is, it's not a guarantee. We're not going to go and be removed from this timeline right now. I believe we're going to wake up, and consciousness is just spilling out everywhere. Things we've never, ever, ever even discussed. We're realizing now history is all fabricated. There's no such thing as history. It's all fabricated. We can end hunger. We can end all hunger and disease. We can end it all. We can supply like Star Trek, Oh, that's another. Maybe this is going to be a 2-part because I've got a lot to say, or maybe I'll just make it an hour and a half. It would take forever to upload and be a real pain. It's like Star Trek, the perfect society. They have food replicators. They don't have to work. It's a perfect society. The Star Trek. We've got all the technology to heal all our problems, but the people that have come up with this alternative technology have all disappeared, been arrested. Remember Nikola Tesla?
Oh, he was a sweet old man. He got old and died.
You know what he died from? I got this from a really good source. He was beaten to death by the FBI. He was beaten to death. All his technology was trunks and trunks of blueprints, diagrams, all taken by the dark ones, the entities, the dark entities. the sinister satanic group that rules us all now. No, it's not coming, it's here. Okay? And they're coming into to full view now. And I like what David Icke's getting smarter and smarter now. I'm starting to appreciate him. He's starting to get his act together. And so the Pleiadians have been behind David Icke, raising consciousness. David Icke has raised a lot of consciousness. Say what you will. I don't care if he's the most greedy, money grabbing son of a bee you've ever seen in your life. He brought us higher up the consciousness ladder. He's been really good. He says, what they can't force upon you, they sell you and get everybody to believe in their product. So they can't push it through that they're going to come and execute everybody, but they can get you to agree to it and say, yeah, that's what, there's so many people, and get you mind flow. Religion does it all the time. Religion does it all the time. So the Pleiadians I got it from a really good source. I can't remember his name. I'm so choked. But he was a very popular abductee, and he really knew his stuff. And he said once that the Constitution of the United States was heavily influenced by Pleiadians. They appeared, their people appeared in the right places at the right time to influence the founding of the Constitution of the United States. They believe in our freedom. They are the brother Mike, that's encouraging us, telling us to stand up for each other. All these TV shows and programs, and you know where the New World Order failed? They failed when they brought in internet. They thought they were going to have it. They're trying to control and shut down the information, but they can't seem to get rid of the internet. But it's too late. We're affected now. We're woken up. And so now we watch. Some people don't get it. The ones who are still asleep. They don't. The Matrix literally blew the lid off consciousness, okay, and got everybody thinking for the first time. But there are those who say, "Oh yeah, it was really good," and that sexy hot one. Oh wow, she was hot. You see the way she pulls the trigger on the gun? Wow, those people they're beasts of the field. That's all they know. Eat the hay, drink the water. Crap in the corner over there. Don't go down without a fight. Go down swinging, verbally. I mean, I'm not saying violence or anything, but I'm saying you draw the line in the sand and you go, cross this line and I'm going to deal with you. And I may go down and I may be on the ground bleeding and I may be in a hospital, but I know who I am, and you are a coward. You're a pathetic coward. Go chew on your cud. You know what I mean? Like unbelievable. I hope this is not getting too loud for people. You got to turn it down. There's a little knob for the volume. You turn it down. Otherwise you're going to get in trouble. The dog will wake up. The kids will be going, ow, ow. So the Pleiadians have had a very, very, and still do, strong, there is a council of 9. That's even this council of 9 is all the other, there's other life forms, that work. Well, it's a big story. Jehovah, it's mentioned in the Bible. You'll see the council mentioned. That's the council, the Federation of Planets. And then out of that came, they never liked Yahweh. There's been wars and wars and wars. Paul Wallace, look him up, get information from him. There's been numerous war of the gods fighting because we are the cattle that they want. We've been fighting, and the reptilians have a very, very strong, powerful influence and part of society. So when you build yourself up, you're not going to get possessed, because the people that get possessed are the weak ones that just go, I'm not worth anything. They produce lower energy, which then, and they never get off the reincarnation wheel, and so they're finished unless they stand up and act like a man. And so Paul Walls really points out all the wars amongst the gods fighting over us, fighting for rulership, because you got the egomaniac gods that want to be worshipped. Like, well, Jehovah, get down on your knees and worship me. And it says in the Bible that you will sing praises to Jehovah for all of eternity in heaven. That's what you're going to do night and day. Sing praises and praise his ego, stroke his ego. I mean, come on, what's wrong with that picture? I don't like that picture. So I am now obviously a blasphemer. I'm a heretic. I hate God. Of course. God the Father is a different thing. Jesus taught God the Father. He didn't teach anything about Jehovah. He didn't say, Dear Yahweh, forgive us of our sins and blah, blah, blah. Forgive those who trespass. No, he didn't do that. In fact, he broke the Sabbath a lot. He broke a lot of the spiritual laws. And that's why he got nailed up to a cross. It had nothing to do about dying for sins and all that. This is all fabrication from the church. You've been they control all knowledge, and they shove it down your throat. And if you don't accept it, you don't go to a higher grade, spiritually or in school or whatever. You don't develop. Your knowledge is shoved right down. You know why? Because I Love Lucy's on. Run! You're going to miss the episode. Ricky! Oh, Lucy! That's the level we're at. I mean, I don't know. That show really demonstrates how the sleepers, how they live. Very simple, and they don't talk about anything serious, and they're just... You've got to wake up. You've got to be like little Timmy, and you've got to wake up. I got to come up with a name for this. You've got to become Hulk. You've got to become the Hulk, and you let Christ out. See, Paul followed the ancient Christian belief, and that's why Paul emphasizes Christ within. That's the one redeeming factor about the apostate Paul, is that he'd talk about Christ within. So the Pleiadians are very, very, and they've entered their DNA into the human DNA right from the get-go. Originally, if you follow Paul Wallace, he'll guide you through the whole thing. Originally, we were put together by the Anunnaki, the Reptilians, the Archons, ///. But right from the get-go, the Pleiadians were there helping us, teaching us how to feed ourselves, hibernizing the food so that we could eat. They took plants that were, wheat was an example. Wheat was inedible. They hibernized it. They changed changed it so that we could grow it and we could be sustained by it. They did. And like I've said before, the Native Indians, they had sacred corn that they had kept that was 500 years old. And scientists said, can we have one to test? I said, well, sure, go have it. And they tested it. It's corn, 500 years, and it was genetically altered. 500 years old, it was genetically altered, which backs the story of the Pleiadians. They are the ones that are going, you can do it. They're trying to change their consciousness. They're not really, they have said so in their messages. Now, whether they're fabricated or not, I don't know, but it's been said they're not going to come down here and start shooting ray guns and cleaning house and getting rid of all the reptilians and stuff. We have to change from within. We have to believe in ourselves. We need to rise up. We are the ones we are waiting for. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've hit it at 1 hour. I should actually wrap this up. I believe me, I could go for hours and hours and hours on this. Very passionate about the subject, but I know from my own personal experience, I believe in the Pleiadians. I don't want to get into it, and I don't want to lay any hints. It's personal, very powerful. But they are here to help us to believe in ourselves, to rise up and go, don't hit me, Jehovah. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. I didn't sleep with her. No, no. You know, it's all about you and the power of God that which was the power of the universe that's within you. Anyways, check out Paul Wallace. Very easy to find on YouTube. He'll blow you away. Oh, wait till you find out about the Old Testament and God and all that. He states that we were not created. We were engineered. Amazing. You see, this is all coming to light now, like never before. This great awakening is coming to. We are now going into a different frequency. And once we achieve a different frequency, that we believe in ourselves and we release Christ from within, they're not going to be able to touch us. We're not going to be victims of their frequency level. This is why they're pushing us down and cramming us. You're going to die. We are the New World Order. We're going to destroy you. We have the technology and all this. If you're going to remain at that frequency, they've got you. But if you're going to rise above it and say, well, personally, I don't care what they do. I'll get through it, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't believe in them. I'm not going to believe in them. I'm not here to just, oh, yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Jump how high? I am here to get in their faces, okay? They're not going to push me. I'm not going to be violent. But I'm not going to stock up on food, and I'm not going to buy guns, and I'm not going to get gold. I'm not playing their game, because in 1933 they confiscated all the gold people were saving because of the Great Depression. They started saving gold to protect themselves in the future. It was all taken away overnight. Dun, 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 dun. A few questions, please. People had to fork over all their gold. This is going to happen again. I don't believe in that sucker game. I believe in myself. I will rise above it. I will somehow get through it. And if I don't, and and I'm gone, well, then I'm gone into eternity. But I will be at a higher frequency. This is the whole thing of the real salvation, is to know who you are, so you raise yourself in frequency, and then when you leave, you're not going to be sent back. You're going on to the source, the Father, which is it's just going to be, it's a win-win situation. But if you're going to sit there and go, oh no, hey, so you got food, they're going to wonder. People are going to be sticking bones. Like their bones are going to be sticking out, and they're going to be going, well, hey, bro, how come you're so fat? How come what's with all that little meat down there? Hey, let's go get them. Or you're going to get cannibalized. You pay for something in gold because you're a big rich boy now. You saved gold. Government hasn't taken it away yet. You buy some bread, the guy's going to go home and get on the phone with his friends. Yeah, I just got paid in gold. Yeah. Johnson lives down the street. He's got gold. Let's go get him. You're gonna have a garden. Isn't that pretty? You're gonna have a little garden. Yeah, so cute. Well, your neighbors are gonna come. Fork it over, jerk. You know, you gotta believe in yourself. My attitude, bring it on. Bring it on, because I don't care anymore. I've had it. I'm tired of worrying. I'm tired of waking up in the morning feeling just gross with worry and despair. I'm tired of it. I will not live by that. I've decided that's it. Do not believe in them. I don't give a flying fig what they do. I don't believe in them. And my consciousness is rising every day. The Pleiadians are very, very real, I can assure you, but find out for yourself. Don't just buy what I'm saying. You go out, do the research, find out for yourself, get personal experience. I go by personal experience. I don't go by what. Well, no, it says in the Bible that you're a poo-poo head. You're a sinner. God ought to strike you dead right now. So you better start glugging down the blood of Jesus and chewing on his flesh. Oh man, that's so sick. I have problems with that I could get into right now. That would just like. Anyways, rise up. What are you sitting down lying? You're out there lying on the highway waiting for the next big truck to crush your bones. Believe in yourself. You know, like let yourself be heard. This is my policy. If somebody's got a job and they're just schmucking them around, treating you like dirt, then they let you go, they fire you. Well, before you go, you let them know. You deal with them and you say, come here, you pathetic cowards. You know, I want to have a little talk with you. You know, let your voice be heard.
No, I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna get kicked off of Facebook.
Oh no. You know how many young girls are committing suicide because they've been told they're ugly on Facebook? Talk about low frequency. It's hillbillies. Hillbillies. But don't play their game. You know, you don't do. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going to, you know, and nobody understands you when you talk like that. Anyways, you gotta rise up, stoke the fire that was within. Okay, stoke the fire within. If you want to make comments, go ahead. You want to tell me I'm full of shite, go ahead. I don't really care. Okay, I don't care because it's all about me. Then I'll tell you what I think. If you can't handle it, I don't really care. I don't really care because I know what I believe in. And when you get to a point where you don't care what other people think, you're strong, man. You're getting strong. I mean, you got to do the Hulk and let Christ flow into the world. Then you'll see a presence of God. Then you'll see the world change as never before. But if you're going to go to church every day, I'm sorry, Lord. I did sleep with her. What? Thou shalt not. And then this burning lightning, you know. You got to watch out. You got to dodge it. You got to wear good runners. So if you don't like this exuberance here, I can't help you. Forget it. I can't help you. Anyways, it's been over an hour. I can't believe it. And I'm going to get a lot of complaints now that it's over an hour. But just don't sit back. And I don't even know if I should put this up, really. I really don't know if I should put this up. Comments would be nice. But, you know, I don't know. Stepped on a lot of feet with this one. You got to love one another. We've got to love one another. I got people in my life I despise. They bug me. They disturb my life and they bug me and they irritate me and I can't stand them. But if they're ever sick or in need, I'll be right there. I'll be right there for them. They're still my brother. Brothers and sisters argue, they fight, they scream at each other, and they say all kinds of things. I hate you, and all that. But in the end, they still love each other. Never forget that. Never forget that. We've all got to have love and peace and more love. There needs to be a movement of love. None of this waste of time stuff. Look at, before we go, okay, this is getting long. Look at China, the most repressed nation on earth, and they smack them down hard. They'll execute you and operate to get your organs at a drop of a hat. Well, I think I never liked Chairman Mao. Oh, what?
A few questions, please.
What did I say? The repression there is incredible, and the people are now. How do you control the people? You make them live in fear. That's what religion does. You're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna burn in hell. And so they're the fear. You're gonna be arrested. Your organs are gonna be taken. And they live in their fear. The Chinese are all. Now look at them. They've turned into the Mike, the Hulk. They're not taking it anymore. And look what China's doing. The government, they're backing down. They're changing some of the laws. They're getting rid of them. You can't control people that aren't afraid of losing their life. But if they can get them to live in fear, then you've got complete power and control over them. But they say, we don't care anymore. And if we die, we die. And they rose up. And yeah, okay, they got violent, but wow, look at the Chinese government with their lockdown laws. They're getting rid of a lot of the lockdown laws because they rose up. You've got to rise up and become the Hulk. You need to become the Hulk. You need to release the Christ from within and saying, I am light of the world. What am I doing? I'm locking up the door. Let it out. And you let it out. You create a beautiful song. You're releasing Christ into the world. Christ represents everything that is good, kind, decent, empathetic, loving, caring, devoted. Every little thing you do, you create a song. You make people feel happy and they listen to your song. You create a painting. You're creating happiness among people. People look at your painting. They want to buy your painting. And their frequency is going up from crying to smiling and feeling good. Look at the picture I just bought. Oh, man, that's a nice picture. Yeah, the guy down the street there. He said he's releasing Christ to the world. This is what you need to do, is to release. Maybe that's what I'll name the video, releasing Christ to the world. But then the atheists, they get a little upset. I love atheists. Don't get me wrong. They're the ones that are very smart, dedicated, and sharpen iron with iron. You know what I mean? So just kissing your spouse in the morning, saying, I love you. I haven't said that in a while. That's releasing Christ within. Just being a good person, as good as you can be. Just concentrate on being a good person. Follow your own morality. Don't listen to, because according to the Christians, you get a boy and a girl madly in love with each other, and one day they make love, but they're not married, so they're going to both burn in hellfire for that, and then get transferred to the lake of fire. To burn for all of eternity for that? Oh my God. And anyways, this is Jehovah has no morality. You know, he exterminates people. He slaughters 2.2 million innocent people in the Bible. And he says, thou shalt not kill. And he says, don't commit adultery. And yet he has an affair with Mary. I don't know how to put it any more delicately. I mean, no. You worship that which is within. And if you really, really want to know, you want to get on the narrow road, you want to learn, and you don't care what you learn. See, in my life, I have burned all my sacred cows. They're gone. I barbecued them all. Because I will believe in something, but somebody comes along and says, well, what about this? Have you ever considered this? And I go, no, I overlooked that. Then that belief system's gone. But my belief system as now, I've had for years and years and years, and it's solid. It hasn't been proven false or anything. And I just, you know, but you got to release Christ into the world. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it is the ultimate truth. We are the ones we are waiting for. That's the ultimate truth. You know, that's heresy. Only Jesus can save. Only Jesus can do this. Only Jesus can do that. You can do nothing. You're a filthy, rotten sinner. Really? And I'm going to believe in that dead guy hanging on a cross, bleeding out like a farm animal in the churches? I'm going to believe in that. I'm going to believe in that guy that died on a cross that you're wearing around your neck. Holy, I believe in this. You know, anyways, go to Gnosis. Yeah, I think it's gnosis.org. GNOSIS.org. Peruse around, read some scriptures, and you know. Anyways, I guess that's all I got to say. I'm sorry for getting carried away. I'll try real hard not to. You see, I'm supposed to wear a tie and a suit, and just say, "Welcome to today's edition." You know, screw that. I'm not like that. I'm an outlaw. I'm an outlaw. Okay, now that I mentioned that, I'm going to put a link in that you listen to this song. This song really spells it out in black and white. I love the guy. I love the guy. Anyways, just before I go, the Pleiadians are here to help us. They're just a species. They're very similar to us. They're just a species. They're not angels. They're not God. They're here to help us. Because their seed is all throughout the world. There's many, many millions of star children all around the world waiting to be activated, to gain knowledge, to take the bite, and to have their eyes open. And now they know. But that was the most unbelievable crime of God hatred ever known to mankind. How silly, despicable, pathetic that is. She created the most evil act ever known to mankind. She partook of the knowledge. She partook of knowledge. That was the greatest crime ever told. She partook of knowledge. Wow, she partook of knowledge. Oh my God. And all of this because of that, we die. Well, anyways, like I say, we were created to die because Jehovah, who creates the fabricated material world, all materialism is evil. The physical world is evil. Flesh is evil. All Substance is evil. The spirit is the one true guidance, is the one true salvation that we have. So when he's making day, what day of creation did he create maggots? What day of creation did he create vultures, alligators, jackals, hyenas, and all the poisonous insects and the poisonous animals? On what day did he create these things? Because this was before Adam and Eve sinned. There was no death, but yet he's creating maggots, anticipating death. Well, we're going to have to create maggots for the dead bodies. Wow. So anyways, if you enjoy this, please let me know, because I'm going to kick myself now for the rest of the afternoon. You shouldn't have got carried away. You shouldn't have said so much. And, but yeah, hey, they say those who know do not speak, and those who speak do not know. But I think maybe it's time for those who know to start speaking, to raise our consciousness. Because there are groups out there, there are secret societies that are far more advanced than you could ever imagine. And they're not all taken over by the Rothschilds. A few of them might still be existing. Anyways, believe in yourselves. Rise up for the call. You are the Hulk. You're not some little mouse.
Don't step on me. Don't step on me.
Wow. Well, let me know. It's very important that I know what's going through your minds. Some of you will really, really hate me now, and some of you will go, hey, I never thought of that before, whatever. So anyways, this is about an hour and a half now, so I'm sorry for being so long, but I don't. Check out the link. I just found this song, and it's just a very uplifting song. I'm just going like, wow, did I write that song? Wow. So thank you very much, and I hope the mic wasn't getting too loud for you. I hope I didn't wake up the dog. And anyways, I'm going to try and get on Patreon. Thank you very much.